Hey guys, and we are live. Let's actually quickly move these screens a little bit here. Uh, so yeah, it's WRG versus Carbon. The online qualifiers finals right now. It's the top 4 teams in South Africa currently making their way through the online qualifiers. The winner here goes all the way through directly to the finals. They don't have to play land group stages.
It's a nice little skipping stone as such because you can dodge all of the potential land problems if you can win your way through here. Of course, there's a number of good teams in South Africa. I think the biggest surprise probably that Energy Esports wasn't here, knocked out, well not knocked out as such, just beaten
By APG, 2-1.
By APG. And,
insane games.
Yeah, and I mean APG for their trouble, they get rewarded with best of 3 versus Bravado.
Please sponsor us.
So yeah, I mean it's a bit rough for APG, but that's not the game we have for you today. We have White Rabbit up against Carbon. Very interesting game because the last time these two played on LAN, White Rabbit actually ended up losing the game. I think it was best of 3. They lost 2-1 to Carbon after an interesting decision in their 3rd game draft, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just quickly looking at these two teams, okay? I mean White Rabbit Gaming, Carbon, in my opinion, they're always like neck and neck. They're always tied for that, so to say, or so to speak, second place. Yeah. I was like thinking, no, still second spot. Who do you think is going to win today based on what you've seen so far during the online qualifiers?
From the online qualifiers, I'd say I'd probably put my money on White Rabbit. They looked a little bit more solid than when I watched Carbon. But the thing is, I mean, the White Rabbit themselves have said, that sometimes they have a tilting problem. Is that if they lose game 1 badly enough, then game 2 becomes an absolute shambles. So let's hope that doesn't happen. They are a very, very good team, White Rabbit, and if they can, if they can win game 1 or do damn well in game 1 and maybe just lose, then it could be that they don't go on full tilt and actually can take off. Because if you look at White Rabbit Gaming, in terms of just sheer star power, their team is, I think, slightly better than Carbon. But as we know in Dota, star power means nothing. We all watched DK 2014 lose at TI4. And,
no, don't even go there. Seriously, that was Burning's one and only chance.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's just disappointing because now if he wins, it'll be position 5. But yeah, so.
Yeah, exactly, but that's not Burning. Anyway, let's quickly talk about the draft here right now. Okay, going in for that Tinker ban from Carbon side, a direct ban out against Castaway. The Faces Void ban, we've been seeing that quite a bit, especially on that offlane role. Doms plays it, in my opinion, tremendously well. Probably one of the best offlane Voids in the country.
Yeah, I mean, Doms is a bit more of a micro-intensive. I think if you were going to talk about his primarily offlane hero, you'd probably go for something like, well, I mean, the Beastmaster is very good. His micro is good, so it's Beastmaster, it's Nature's Prophet. I'm actually a little bit disappointed with the Beastmaster because generally White Rabbit has done better when they seem to commit more to Doms, almost playing in either dual lanes or even an aggro try, and then they leave I cannot remember if they leave Chidawi to bomb safe then. So I'm not 100% happy with the Beastmaster. I just don't think it fits Doms as well. It's very much more utilities, like this is your job, you need to be in every team fight, you need to lock down X, Y, and Z. And Doms wants a little bit more freedom than that. So it's not a terrible hero. Beastmaster is at the moment, I'd say, probably on balance one of, if not the most powerful offlaners. It's just ridiculously strong. Even if you push it out of lane, it just goes and sits in the it just goes and sits in the jungle with an Iron Talon and farms up just as quickly. So it's really a fantastic all-round hero at the moment.
Yeah, sorry, just quickly we unfortunately had to start the lobby without UCC, our Russian counterparts. Yeah. So I'm just quickly arranging with them so that they can actually join after the videos, because we do have to rehost this due to some name issues that we do have.
Reborn things, because I know the teams were using the correct names and some, like for half the teams, it just doesn't seem to pull through the official pro names.
Okay, let's quickly go through the rest of the draft here. So it's Earthshake, it's Earth Spirit, Beastmaster, Wisp Sven or IO Sven on the side of White Rabbit. So looking for that pushing power that the Wisp or the IO and Sven can give you, as long as the Beastmaster, good control coming through from the Earth Spirit. However, Doom, Disruptor, Slark, Phoenix, a lot of AoE control there with the Disruptor, with the Phoenix, and quite a lot of disable, not single target disable, but still quite a lot of disable.
And the problem is that Disrupt is very, very good against IO +1, because you can either send the IO back, send the carry back, and pull the BKBs up. You can wait for them to TP in and drop a Static Storm plus the fence on top of them. So it's a bit strange that White Rabbit would actually draft that into a Disruptor, particularly because Phoenix also being there. I mean, those two heroes love setup. And
Yeah.
if they can see that IoT being in, they can immediately just drop skills and wait for Sven and IO to come in. Doom is obviously a pretty good target. I mean, a pretty good counter to the Sven as well if you can get it off before ulti. Slark is difficult to control, although you do have the splash damage. So, I mean, looking at the moment, I think Carbon is a little bit more solid, although they do lack a lot of hard disable. They basically have the Doom, and that's pretty much it. They don't really have any
Single target lockdown.
yeah, it's going to be difficult to actually get ganks going early on if White Rabbit plays correctly. Earth Spirit can really just shut the whole team down if he gets a good kickoff, and yeah, a lot's going to happen. I mean, the Earth Spirit's got a lot of work to do for White Rabbit as well, if I'm honest. He's the only really moving support until IO gets up to level 6, so Earth Spirit's going to probably be doing a lot of roaming, and I think if Carbon plays this correctly, they should be putting a lot of pressure on either the off lane or the mid lane, forcing that Earth Spirit to camp in that lane, giving them an easier time on either the safe lane or the off lane.
Yeah, definitely. So we're just waiting for the last two picks. Guys, we do understand that there is an echo coming through on the line. We'll get that sorted out in a little bit. Basically, when we do the rehost, we'll actually get that one sorted out. Going for that Dragon Knight, so this is exactly what you mentioned, is they needed that extra single target lockdown. The Dragon Knight does give you that.
Yeah. DK is just a solid all-around laner. He's never going to really crush the lane unless you have a massive skill gap. So DK's a fairly solid pick here. I mean, they've grabbed probably one of the very few mid laners left. I mean, if you look at Carbon, they've done an extremely good job of just targeting out almost all of Castaway's heroes here. So I can guarantee he's not too happy. DK comes out. I think Quap's still available here if they want to try it, but again, it's going to be a bit of a rough one, and she's not that great against the Carbon heroes, and it gives another viable Doom target, which I think might actually be the best one on the field. So, you want to pick something that Doom is like less good against, but you still need something for Castaway. So I think the Quap here is probably the best option, since you need some way of just skipping out of Disruptor and Phoenix.
Sorry about that. I was just quickly making sure that the password. Oh, something fell on the roof. Anyway, okay. Looking pretty at the drafts without White Rabbit picking up their mid here just yet, unless they're going with Sven mid, but it was going to be the Quap. Who would you give this game to? And we'll talk about the whys after we rehost. But give me a quick.
Looking at the draft, I'd say I'm gonna probably give it to White Rabbit, but yeah, like I'll have to explain my reasons in.
Cool, guys. On that note, we're just quickly going to rehost. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hey everyone, we are back and we're going to be going live right now. Hi Prof, how you doing?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting set of series, or an interesting series to say the least.
So you were busy speaking about, okay, so I hear the echoes back now though, so I think I know what's wrong. You were busy speaking about why you think WG's got the better draft or Carbon's got the better draft. What do you think?
I think WG has the better draft. As I said, it just like the WG draft looks slightly easier to get working, whereas the carbon draft you need a little bit more to go your way in order for it to come through,
Yeah.
and that's the big worry is that if it you know if carbon doesn't get off to a great lead, WRG is capable of just taking advantage of that completely, and they have constant ganks right around the map with the IO Sven. IO Sven is actually pretty good against the Doom, because Doom can, you can Doom the Sven if, so long as the Sven gets his ulti off, it's fine. Like, he doesn't really need to do anything more. He's not going to die from the Doom. He's got certainly more than enough HP to help him out, and the IO obviously will keep him alive through that. And just in general, like, the Quap is the only real great Doom target. The rest of the team doesn't actually have a lot of lockdown to keep White Rabbit in the area with the Phoenix ulti. Sure, if Disruptor gets off a good kinetic field, it can work, but the thing is, it just seems to me as though White Rabbit's White Rabbit's draft is easier to make it work,
Yeah.
and that's the big worry there.
Well guys, we're going to be heading straight into the main game now, waiting for all the players to finally pick up their players. We're just quickly trying to figure out. I think it might be coming from in game then, because when we weren't here. So let me just do something and test it out. Pew, pew. What happens when we speak now? Can you still hear the echo?
No, it doesn't. I can't hear the echo. I don't think I ever could, but
Well, this time I can't
depends
hear
on-
the echo either. So that is actually quite weird because it's echoing through the open mic. Well, anyway, let's start off with the game right now. It sucks doing the casting as well as the like trying to figure everything out. So, Prophecy, take us quickly through the side of WRG.
Right, for WRG we're going to have Doms. He's going to be starting things off on the Beastmaster there. Schlinks will be picking up the IO. Santo grabbing the Earth Spirit. A little bit of a different support for him these days. And Chidawi grabbing the hard carry Sven. And completing the lineup will be Castaway on his Queen of Pain.
What do you think? Oh no, Bob's hotkeys are broken.
Just the Dota pause, bro. Don't worry. It's South Africa. If we don't get one pause within the first 5 minutes, something's not right.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's either one guy crashes or like one guy's, hold on guys, hotkeys, or like, gotta go to the bathroom. Like, bro, you had the entire draft to do these things.
Just SA things. Okay, so looking at the side of Carbon right now, it is going to be Modace on the Phoenix. On the top lane, it is PSL on the Doom. Offlane Doom and Bob on Disruptor. We had a couple of Bobs on the previous game. And then, of course, Chosen on Dragonite. Last but not least, Whelp on the Slark.
Yeah.
So
It's just like just looking at the one thing I didn't mention, that last time that White Rabbit Gaming lost to Carbon on LAN, Carbon was actually sitting with a stand-in then. Lucker had to step in for PSL. PSL wasn't able to actually play that weekend. So, is it going to make a difference this game? We'll have to see. The thing is, Lucker is a pretty good player, but I mean, PSL, he was part of BVD for quite a while. Obviously as a support, but BVD tends to very often go for extreme skill over guys that just, get the job done, sort of thing.
let's quickly find out. They're actually saying, hello, admin. What's happening here, guys? Hello, Reddit. Hello. Bob used the salve. Okay, rehost. Quick, please. Last one. Next one penalized. Even though everyone's already left. Oh, my word. Okay, so typical South African Dota, but I mean, that's what builds it up, that's what makes it fun, that's what we all know and love.
I will say the one thing I'm super surprised about is I didn't see a Lich ban or a pick, which South African teams tend to love. It's weird though, like SA, like every scene has their like little like favorite picks. SA seems to love the Lich. Like I don't think I've seen any other scene that loves the Lich as much as SA does. Then you've got other favorites.
Southeast Asia used to run that a lot.
No. Admittedly, the thing about SEA is that SEA is like the Wild West. Like they have everything. It's like, you talk about like the Russian Bloodseeker, you get the exact same from the Southeast Asians. Like their most favorite item is like Lincoln Sphere. They build Lincoln Sphere on every single hero. I mean, they commonly joke that it's the Pinoy Sphere. That it's like every hero will buy BKB and Lincoln Sphere. It's like, why? But yeah, that's the thing. So I mean, South Africa loves its Lich. They love their Bounty Hunter. Interestingly, we generally tend not to see many pickups on something like a Lone Druid. I know Lone Druid is not a favorite. Even though, I mean, at the moment it's an incredibly powerful hero. I mean, I didn't even see it banned in the drafts. Now, at pro level, that would be a heavy consideration. The Lone Druid. And I think the entire tournament thus far, I've only seen one team play it, and that was actually APG in their winning match over EN.
Sorry, UCC is just trying to find the lobby quickly. So, on that note, let's just quickly wait for them to go, and then we'll kick this game off as soon as everyone's in. So enjoy some chill music while we wait. But yeah, you guys will still be able to see us. We'll stay on camera until everyone has joined. I think they've just found the lobby right now. They were looking for Captain's Mode, not AP, because we have to rehost AP. Woohoo! What do you think of this tournament though so far? I mean, it's had an upset with APG, but I mean, APG's been practicing. They're a bunch of pub stars. They lost their captain on the previous tournament that NAV TV was broadcasting like the week before.
Yeah, so and I think they were playing with. They lost their captain, and they were playing with stand-in. It was a complete mess. I mean, the thing is, I did say it when I was casting the game, EN versus APG, is that like APG played EN at that tournament, and they just didn't look good at all. It wasn't necessarily like the calls were bad. The team just did not look coordinated. The players really just looked kind of lackluster. And I was like, okay, I don't know what this team is. Just doesn't seem like a team really that knows what it wants to do and like that agrees on what it needs to do. And I mean, Ian took advantage of that. Now, when I cast them, I think it was Wednesday night was the last game that they played.
Yes.
Their Ian, I mean, they just completely outdrafted Ian. 2-3 games in. It was game 1 was an iffy draft for APG, and then games 2 and 3 they just completely outclassed Ian in the drafting stage, and particularly game 3. I mean, Ian had just no response, shut down RDK, and the rest of the team just sort of crumbled. They didn't really know how to get anything going. But I mean, like we said, that isn't the game before us. Those guys from APG sprung the big surprise of the tournament thus far. Everybody pretty much expected Ian to top the group. Even if they did have to beat APG 2-1, but APG turns things around, and as I said, like you do so well, and it's like, okay, I've just beaten the boss of my group stage. Now who do I fight? Okay, well now you fight the final boss of South Africa. It's just like, okay, well, that seems cruel.
Nearly, because if it was bravado. Oh wait, yeah,
it is bravado. It's like it's a bit of cruelty there.
But I mean, it's 1, 4, 2, and 3 that has to play against each other. However, it is a double elimination. Yeah. It is a double elimination.
They're not out, but it's just like, it's like, yeah, we beat this really good team. It's like, okay, now who do you fight? Now you play the best. Well, that seems. It's
150,000 rand. That's basically $10,000.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends on the current economic situation.
Okay, it could be like as low as $5,000, or it could be out here around $10,000.
We don't.
It's
really
a lot of money.
Yeah. So it's a lot of money. Like it's not by any means a small amount of money for the players involved. So
Yeah, and I don't hear the echo coming through right now, so
Hopefully it's cleared.
I hope it's cleared. And looking at this, whoever, of course, wins this tournament is guaranteed in the money for 150,000 rand,
Yeah.
or at least a share of it. And the good luck, have fun. Everyone is ready right now. I'm just gonna make sure that the chat and everyone says that the chat is okay. Well, it seems like it is, so we're finally underway. Finally underway. Game number 1, Carbon versus WRG. And we did see Modays actually teeping into the middle lane, actually getting that early ward down. So, of course, they will see rotations. They did scout out the Hawk coming through.
Yeah.
And that will be gold coming through for PSL.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a couple of words with Doms after that.
Free feeding. Let's
Yeah,
have
I
a look here. Who's going to win? Who has the most last hits in the game so far?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, PSL, it's unlikely he even contests the top lane. If he sees the Hawk there, he's probably going to suspect that there's multiple heroes up top. So, I mean, they're just going to trade 1-for-1 on the runes. PSL will probably look to get a good creep block in, and he'll look to farm that way. He's going to obviously be picking up that Iron Talon early to try and farm.
Yeah, and of
And
course
you can already see it's like they're immediately trying to counter him. So like the thing is, if he's not in lane, they'll see him wandering over to there, so they can set up a gank. And that's the one thing is that White Rabbit Gaming, they are a little bit light on roaming heroes. But if Santo plus say the Castaway Queen of Pain can jump that top laner.
What do you think of Castaway's Queen of Pain? I mean, I've seen some phenomenal performances from him where he's so patient, where people are like, why isn't he going into the fight? Why isn't he going into the fight? And he just comes down, he waits for those perfect opportunities.
Yeah.
But they don't always come though, and if like Carbon knows that and they know that about him and he actually plays that way, they might actually just look to punish him, split up the fight so that Castaway never actually gets at that like good Queen of Pain ulti, that good scream coming through.
Yeah, like Castaway's Queen of Pain, like I haven't actually seen that much of it. Of late, I've seen a bit more of his Alchemist, his Tinker. I saw the other day. I was quite a fan of seeing that. Like I said, I haven't seen his Queen of Pain. He loves to play these high impact heroes, though. He's not a DK player as such. You know, he's more towards the Moo or Dendy style of play than the Fater style of play from Fater from Liquid, and that's the thing. So if he gets shut down, sometimes he gets a bit over aggressive, and you can repeatedly punish him. But like still, he's an incredibly dangerous player. I would say. Easily top 2 in South Africa in terms of flat out mid lane, but like it's not to say that he's untouchable by any means. He can be punished if you force him to start playing a bit more aggressively, because he wants to make an impact. He doesn't want to just sit there and farm all game. Like he wants to be that guy that makes the play. He doesn't want to just sit there and play the passive role, but win the slow way. Even though he can do that, and he has acknowledged before that sometimes it might be the better route.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now, looking... Oh, wait. Quickly have a look in the middle lane. Thought there was some actually coming. Now, we've actually run this like dual off lane quite a bit when I sub for Ian, for example. The Doom Phoenix offlane is just so powerful because you do have that heal. The Phoenix Sunray will basically come up at that level 2.
And it's stupidly powerful.
And it's stupidly powerful. It does so much burst. Well, not burst, but like continuous damage over time. And it's also very difficult to kill because, of course, you have a Phoenix that can always get out. The Doom is getting the majority of the XP, so he will have Scorched Earth. And at this point, I don't think they can actually bring him down. However, the Phoenix does need to hit that level 2 soon to actually get that Sunray up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Modest probably will move down to the bot lane in the near future. But for the moment, he obviously realizes that it's a little bit more important to make certain that PSL gets some level of farm. And there we go, stun's going to start up onto Midays.
And Silent Stop straight away coming through there from the Earth Spirit, of course. Getting the first blood on the Phoenix. We did mention the Phoenix has to play very carefully. Unfortunately, he did manage to get his level 2, but it was just not in time. Yeah. And that's the big thing about the Earth Spirit, of course. Just, rolling in, getting that silence off, you can't actually do anything. And the Doom was a little bit out of position to try and help him out in any way.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's a double stun lane plus 100% slow if they get the tether slow as well. So it can be a brutally powerful lane against Carbon, particularly because both of those Carbon heroes have minus armor. And
Yeah.
you have a lot of physical damage on that lane coming out of the Sven. So Carbon needs to play a little bit more safely if they don't want to get caught out like that again. But I don't think Modace is really up there for very long. He just wanted to make certain that PSL gets an okay start in lane rather than just gets completely, pushed out. And then he might start rotating into the mid lane as such.
I like this from WRG actually securing that ruin for Costa. Otherwise, Costa would have had to go all the way back to base, and it was a regen ruin. How lucky can you get?
Yeah, no, he's gonna love that. I mean, it's not the easiest hero for him to harass. DK is quite a beefy beast down in the mid lane there. So it's not the easiest hero for him to harass by any means. Even right clicks aren't really going to be all that great against him with the insane armor values that he does get.
And
So
2 levels up in Dragon Blood. So this DK, I mean, as soon as you hit that level 4, level 5 mark, you can pretty much stay in lane unless you get bursted out instantly.
yeah, I mean, you have to rotate. There's no way that a single hero can kill a DK unless the DK massively misplays it. That should just never ever happen.
Well, having a quick look at the last two denies, it's 18-2 versus 24-8 here on this middle lane matchup. So going the way of DK, but of course he's had a dual lane for most of the time with Bob sitting here, level 2 currently on the Disruptor. But the big thing is, well, I mean, he's sitting on 33 or 34 and 19, so getting quite a lot out of this lane. However, they aren't really denying out the Sven. I mean, Sven only setting 4 last hits below the Slark at this point, so not really doing anything on the top lane except...
Well, I mean, the big difference is Slark is getting solo XP as well.
Yes.
So he's going to be a lot more of a problem, particularly because he's going to get, I think, active a little bit more before the Sven. White Rabbit Gaming are probably going to use Castaway as well as the Beastmaster to set things up. Whereas Slark, once he's got his Shadow Blade or whatever he's deciding to go for, he can really just start hunting some of the White Rabbit Gaming heroes, particularly because they aren't...
Yeah, well, there's the engagement straight onto the Dragon Knight. They do not have Roar. They did manage to actually get him off with a boulder, and the slows were top of the Dragon Knight as well. But he was already in Dragon form, and I don't even think with the Roar there that they will be able to kill the Dragon Knight at this point.
Yeah, I don't know why they did why they played it that way. I think you should have at least waited for the Beastmaster ult. To make something happen there.
Well, there's the Beastmaster ult right now, so
yeah.
It was very close.
And they've got smoke as well. I saw them just pick up a smoke a couple of seconds before that, or do they?
Let's quickly have a look here. Are they going to be able to get the Roar? No, it's the border toss coming through, unfortunately not latching, so that's the second gank in a row. I don't think they actually used the smoke during that one. It was just to scare away the DK. But the DK's Dragon form is down now, so this might actually be the correct chance. But top lane though, they do manage to go onto Chidawi, and Chidawi nearly dies. That's a part of the Sunray.
Yeah, I mean, Sunray is just incredibly powerful, particularly because Chidawi is also a strength hero, so he's got those high armor values, and the percentage life decreases is absolutely going to wreck him. The problem, never mind, is I hear the sound of a Beastmaster ult.
Yeah, Beastmaster ult was straight onto Modace. Modace, unfortunately, he just dropped, and PSL is going to be the next one to go. So that's going to be two.
Yeah, sorry about that, but that was odd. I mean, PSL looked like a misclick there because he actually walked back into the fight. I don't really know what he was intending to do there. That was pretty much... quit the fight, your team has lost this. Sorry, friend, I cannot help you.
It's just like, get wrecked. But unfortunately, so that's now 3-0 for WRG, getting an early lead currently, and they want to press their advantage. We spoke about the push potential that actually comes through from WRG with the Beastmaster. He is how far away? Oh no, we do see an engagement coming through. Modace is actually stunned up right now on the Phoenix. PSL is there. He does not have his level 6, so no Doom available, but they do want to go to Chidawi. They are actually going to be able to kill him. One last hit comes through from the Doom. That is the power of that level 1 only at this point, Infernal Blade, but still quite powerful. Getting the kill on the carry, while your carry is still busy free farming on the bottom lane, sitting on 59 last hits at this point.
Yeah, that was interesting from White Rabbit Gaming. I have no idea why they decided to get that aggressive. The problem is, getting aggressive against a disruptor. No, it's just like getting aggressive against a disruptor. It's like, okay, he's almost certainly got at least one level of the glimpse right now. So, okay, you're going to run at him, and then you're going to be like, okay, that joke, no. It's like you're coming straight back to where you were 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. And
that's the problem, is that, like, White Rabbit Gaming, like, didn't actually want to take that fight. It was more of just, like, posturing, and that posturing means nothing to a disruptor because he's going to call you on it every single time.
Yeah. Doom also has his level 6 up right now. We do see the disruptor moving towards the top lane. Is he going to sneak around, or actually, there's going to be a Wisp? No, they won't be able to kill the Wisp right yet. But I do think that something is going to happen here on the top lane. They are busy wrapping around for it. As you can see, Phoenix sitting on the side. They're trying to bait it out here with PSL, but he's just so damn tanky. 3 levels up in Scorched Earth at this point, with a full ring of Bassi, of course, as well as the Arcane Boots. The one thing about having the Infernal Blade is you actually run out of mana quite fast, especially if you use it every single time.
Yeah. I mean, again, Infernal Blade is very, very good against strength-based heroes because it takes a percentage of their max HP. And as we all know, yeah.
But we do see a couple of the Carbon guys teeping out, going to be pressuring, or going to try and put pressure on some of the other lanes, sorry. And once again, WRG's rotated 3 heroes towards this top lane. They are going to try and push. They won't be able to kill PSL, I don't think, or are they actually going to go for this?
They've got enough burst to kill him, but I think he's a bit too close to the tower for them to...
That armor aura.
Yeah. Like, the problem is that, like, they need to be... Like, they need to get him further away from the tower, because he's still just going to turn on the Scorched Earth and start running, and you don't want that at any...
Yeah. It's taking quite a while for this level 1 Necro to actually come up here on Dom's Beastmaster. He should have it very soon.
I mean, it's not the worst timing. Obviously, he got forced out of the jungle. Yeah,
we're going to see an engagement here straight onto Doom. There's the roll going onto PSL, going in with a roll as well, and the Boulder Toss actually does not get the kill. It's the Wisp that gets the kill with the Little Spirit. So nice for a Wisp to actually get a kill. I'll just say thanks, team.
Yeah, well, that's just more luck. I think I don't believe that I ever really wanted to get that. It's not really as worth for an eye. I mean,
when supports get kills, they start celebrating. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I still think that, like, well, Carbon will be fine with that. It's like, okay, you know, we're losing another hero. It's a bit of a pain in the backside, but Whelp's still finding a lot of farm on his Slock. And, I mean, Slock is a difficult hero for White Rabbit to actually deal with, because they can't Wisp relocate onto him. He's just going to pop the ulti and run away. Stuns are not that great against him if he times the Dark Pact well. In a straight-up fight, okay, obviously he's not going to beat a Sven. Sven's just going to smack your head in a couple of times, and that's pretty much that. I'd still love to see maybe...
engagement straight onto Cosplay right now. The Doom's actually being used there as well, so just to make sure that the Queen of Kain, of course, does not TP out of that. I would have said overkill, but without that Doom, the Queen of Pain would just TP out of it and make it out of that alive. So that's an extra kill for Carbon, especially onto Castaway. And they're going to try and put pressure here onto this middle tower. I don't think they'll be able to do that with Chidawa here as well as the Beastmaster.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to try and take that fight. There's just way too much stun in the lane at the moment. And, like, they have 1 stun with them, and they've already burnt the Doom, so they have no real way of actually contesting the lane if the Sven and the Beastmaster did decide to get inquisitive.
Yeah, Necro's up for the Beastmaster, so we're going to see the push coming through from WRG. Are you a big fan of Midas on Slark? Yes or no? I know there's a lot of people that don't like it and other people really enjoy it. For me personally, I think it's a must on a Slark. It gives you that extra attack speed to make sure you hit that, you hit that level 11 earlier, because you need that level 11.
I wouldn't say it's a must, but I would say it's a highly recommended. Like, particularly if you can get away with it here. Like, he's not being contested on the lane at all, so be greedy. You're not going to get punished for it anytime soon. And you can see, I mean, he's just absolutely dominating the net with 1,500 above his own DK as fights break out.
Oh, I heard the ultimate coming through straight onto the Phoenix. Sorry, I actually missed that one. I was busy looking at chat.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken. Well, there's a stun coming through here onto Chosen One right now. Are they actually going to follow up with this engagement? He's trying to go for that deny, but he just get boulder kicked straight to the face. Is there going to be a glimpse? There's the glimpse coming back. Who's that actually onto? But the insane play is coming through from Santa, actually casting the boulder roll, going backwards so that when he gets glimpsed out, his boulder roll is still on. That was very well played from him. And that was a Disruptor ultimate being popped there as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Disrupt ult's not that massive in terms of its cooldown, so it's not the end of the world to waste that. But it is a bit of a pain. I mean, you wanted to get the Earth Spirit there, and Santo being able to escape is quite annoying for Carbon at the very least. Like, the thing is, they get no trade now. If you got an Earth Spirit, sure, it's only a position 5 Earth Spirit, position 4 Earth Spirit, not really getting a hell of a lot, but it would have been some kind of trade for your tier 1s, and that's the problem.
It's something.
And that's another thing. I really would have expected Carbon to get a little more aggressive on the safe lane of theirs. The tower's still standing, and White Rabbit Gaming, if it's not even in deny range. So
The big thing here for me is when you get a solo lane, you don't push the tower very fast because you want to try and control. However, as soon as the opponents start pushing their tower, like your towers, you have to solo push and do as much damage as possible. I mean, you've been on the bottom lane basically solo for 14 minutes, and good scan coming out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they can do anything about the scan there, so yeah.
But the thing is, you've been solo for this bottom lane. I understand you've done a lot of damage, but you should have taken this tower to actually open up and protect your lane a little bit better, especially with the Slark, still being here on this bottom side.
Fight breaking out.
Oh, where? Oh, yeah, that's on the...
But it's getting wrecked.
Phoenix. Yeah.
For me,
again,
like, if I'm Carbon, right, or, I'm watching Carbon, like, the problem for me is that sure, you've had a safe lane for 14 minutes, right? I'd still want to put some kind of pressure on White Rabbit Gaming, because it's like, right now White Rabbit's like, okay, we're not going to lose towers because they don't push quickly. So, like, we'll give Slark the farm because we have a hero that can deal with him even when he is pretty difficult, right? We can take out the rest of the team by ourselves. And, like, the Slark we'll deal with when it comes to that. So, Slark really needs to put a little bit more
they're actually seeing an engagement coming through right on top of the sentry. Wob's just going to pop instantly. They do try and actually save or, like, heal him up. There's the Phoenix Eggs coming through as well. It's a very good Phoenix Egg being placed, but unfortunately, he just pops instantly. Chidawi Omelette toggling like a boss. He might actually drop from this one. He does because of that Elder Dragon form. The Doom's actually cast onto Castaway. So, this is turning out to be a 3-for-3 trade-off at this point.
It's
and Castaway...
no, Castaway survives. Luckily, the IO is in the area.
Yeah. It's on a new PC, so my screen sensitivity is not really set up. So it keeps on jumping, not going exactly the way I want it to go. But Dom's here on the Beastmaster. He's busy dodging around, blocking himself. He's like, which way do I go, guys? Which way do I go? But they do manage to get out of that one. 3-for-3 trade-off. Who do you favor in that fight specifically?
Like, given that they actually... Well, sorry, Santos. Looked like you might have had a bit of problems there. I think White Rabbit Gaming will be a little bit disappointed with how the end of that fight went, since they lost the... they lost the Sven at the end, and like they lost the IO as well on the escape. So I think if they don't lose those two heroes, like, it would have been much better for them, and that is not the way for things to go, Doms, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
considering Carbon lost well straight off the bat and they still managed to pull it off even, I think Carbon will be feeling quite happy when, like, quite saying, well, you know what?
Well, the thing is, Carbon has very, very tanky heroes, whereas White Rabbit Games only got one tanky one. So that was pretty much a perfect setup there for White Rabbit Gaming, and they came out ahead. It just remains to be seen. Is like, the thing is, DK is not going to be that tanky all the time, and if you can just get a, say for instance, an Orchid on the Queen of Pain, you doom up or you silence up the Doom. I mean, a lot of that fight came down to the fact that they had to actually back out the IO and the Queen of Pain because Queen of Pain got doomed. So Sven ended up having to fight there by himself. Now, if Sven gets IO empowered through that entire fight, I think it's a big change for Carbon. So White Rabbit Gaming needs to find a way to just make certain that PSL takes as long as possible to get off that Doom. If he gets the Doom off towards like the back end of a fight, White Rabbit Gaming's pretty much won the fight out of hand by then.
Okay, so looking at the team structure, looking at the net worths, currently it's 8,500 for the Slark, basically 8,000 for the Dragonite, and then 7,600 here up on the Sven. Now, what do both of these teams need to do in the fights, other than just waiting for the Doom? How do they engage? Do they have to play off the Elder form of the Dragonite? In other words, every time that it's down, does White Rabbit Gaming have to play aggressively, or do they also just basically farm it up even though they've got the pushing?
The thing is, White Rabbit Gaming needs to look for a bit more for picks. Carbon is a very strong 5-man lineup. You don't want to get involved in a 5-man fight with Carbon at the moment. So if they can look for pickoffs and just make certain that BKBs come out on particularly Castaway or the Sorry, Castaway and the Sven, then I think they can make things happen. Castaway.
Castaway is actually going on. They're getting the stun. He just gets blown up instantly. Unfortunately, he's still sitting with power with Intel trades. Does not help, but they do manage to engage further. They actually, that was Santo. For some reason, why?
I don't know.
He had
there was no
I
assistance,
think they
no
were
TPs
waiting
in.
for the Wisp relocate to actually come in as well, but they decided against that after they saw that 3 heroes were still there.
But Wisp should start the
TP
initiation
first.
then. Yeah, like the relocate starts and then the
I think that was a little bit of miscommunication. We're just like, okay, they're going in. I'm expecting the Wisp and nothing. So
yeah.
giving away two free kills there for the side of Carbon. They'll be very happy with that. Level 3 Necros have been up now for a short while. It's going to be interesting to see what WRG do, like basically from here on out, because they. Oh wait, though, there's the engagement actually going straight on. Are they going to be able to catch anyone out? They wanted to go into the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight Elder Form is actually down. This is the best time for them to engage. They do manage to go into the slot. Are they going to be able to pick him off into the Disruptor ultimate? He's the first one to go down, but that's a huge ultimate coming through as well. The Queen of Pain Scream, unfortunately, is not doing enough. They want to get more out of this one, but it's a 3-for-2 trade-off. It went very well for the side here of WRG to start things off, but unfortunately they lost 3, and the Wisp is going to be the next one to fall.
Yeah, Schlinks
he gets out of that one.
Schlinks misplayed that badly though. Didn't tether at any point during that fight. He pretty much did nothing. I don't understand what Schlinks was doing there. It's like didn't have a tether on his.
It was a very scrappy fight though.
No, but the thing is, they set up there. Like White Rabbit Gaming, sure, they ended up getting wrecked there, but like the thing is, they still were getting ready to set up for the fight. There was no tether on the Sven, no tether on the Quap that I could see, and Schlinks just kind of wandered around in the back of the fight. You could see he was trying to relocate and save the Sven, but like the Sven died before he could get the relocate off, and he didn't even tether him, and that's what, it's so confusing to me. I really would have thought that he'd get the tether off.
A huge Disruptor ultimate as well. They're basically blocking WRG from moving forward. So they're on the retreat. They had to get out of that, and that is literally where like Carbon pounced. The Queen of Pain waited perfectly, got an insane ultimate off. Unfortunately, they were all on like so low health because of that Disruptor ultimate being caught right here. They couldn't push forward. They couldn't get out. This was literally into a chokehold, and they just did so much damage.
Yeah, but the thing is also, like, I do not really know why Carbon or White Rabbit Gaming decided to fight at that point. It's like, your team fight isn't as great as Carbon's. You have to lock down Disruptor, I think, is probably the least of their concern. Yeah, he's gotten a couple of good ultis off, but the thing is, you have to stop the Phoenix and you have to stop the Doom. Those are your primary initiating things. DK, he's going to blink in, so you don't really have a lot of option on that. But you're going to fight in a choke point like that. Sure, maybe they thought it was a 5-on-3, but even then, like, it's iffy at best because Carbon is going to be in the area. There's no way they have 2 of their heroes farming your ancients and then nothing happens from that.
Yeah. BKB is nearly up on Sven. This might be the item to allow WRG to actually get that engaged, because if that BKB... Oh, there's a pause coming through. Sorry, my mouse keeps on slipping quite a bit. So if that BKB was on here, where the Disruptor ultimate was actually placed, I think it might have been a little bit different because the Sven was trapped on the top section. He couldn't move in or out. And
Sven, I think, was the only one actually caught in the full duration ulti. The rest of the team got out, but they just didn't have enough damage, or they didn't have enough HP to really
but that will allow him to actually back out, because the rest of his team was waiting here, trying to wait for him and not just leave him behind.
Well, the thing is, even if you get the Disruptor ult off there, the job is done, because all that you have to do is you drop the Disruptor ult at the front, and then the Phoenix Egg Phoenix Egg is right
to another one.
Yeah, it's like, well, the Phoenix Egg is right on the other side, so you can't get to the Phoenix Egg, which means you have to quit the fight. And that's exactly what Carbon wants. So it's just like it's a bit of a train wreck to fight there for White Rabbit Gaming at any point of the game. So I just think it wasn't the best decision in the world to try and take that fight, even if it was a 5-on-5 engagement.
Here's an interesting question: does Shadowblade remove God Strength when Armin hits Sven?
No, it's inactive. It'd be it's like popping BKB.
Okay, so
it takes Great Cleave, but not God Strength, because God Strength is not a passive.
Okay, that makes sense. But another pause coming through. Let's quickly have a look here. What's happening? Well, everyone's busy tipping on to the bottom lane. Disrupt is just DC'd.
He's lagging apparently, so I think probably just.
But isn't it Bob that also had his hotkeys reset?
It was.
Damn it, Bob!
He's got a legit name.
Bob Stadium still lives with his mom.
Bob Yules. That's literally his name in real life. That is not a joke, Brent. It's not quite spelled the same, but
It's similar. It's close.
it's like Yules. Like you just sit there and like that's a lie. No, it's not. That is literally his name.
Well, guys, for those of you guys that actually don't know who we are, I'm Reddit. Joining me is Prophecy. We're from Nav TV, casting the Gigabyte Dota 2 Challenge online finals.
Yeah. It's it's the I mean, you could almost call it the online LAN section because this is the final of the qualifier. Whoever wins here goes through to the grand final, and then there's 3 more LANs to decide the last the last 3 spots at the grand final. So yeah, it's a bit of a funky setup, but certainly an interesting one at that.
Definitely. Just to give everyone a quick explanation of how everything works here. Okay, so whoever wins here goes to the finals. The next 12 teams from the online qualifiers actually go through to 3 different group stages. And those 3 group stages, the winner of each of those group stages, so it's 3 group stages of 4 teams each. The winner of those goes through to the finals as well. So then we'll have a 4-team best out of 3 double elim finals over a single weekend at Cradlestone Mall. That's where we're kicking off and where the finals will be. Northgate Mall will be the 2nd week and Greenstone the 3rd week. 4th and 5th week are breaks. 6th week is Cradlestone finals again. That's trying to wrap everything up.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane. I mean, it's a lot of money up for grabs inside of a mall, so there's going to be a lot of people around. There's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of spectators actually looking, and it's going to be interesting to see who's good online and who's good on LAN.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we've seen like all of the teams that we've seen or that are in this section right now are basically proven on LAN. I'd say APG is the only one that isn't, mostly because the first time we saw them on LAN, they obviously had just lost their captain. They were using a stand-in, and it just overall it wasn't a good look for them when they played that first set. So we'll have to see if they can bring it on LAN. They've shown. I mean, like the thing is, all the players there have actually played on LAN before. What's his name? Adestam. Also one of the I think Bravado Hots last year.
Yes.
Yeah. He won the big tournament with Bravado there last year for Hot. So I mean, all of them know how to play on LAN. I don't think there's any massive decrease in their skill on LAN, and they are not, I think, that worried about the crowd.
Yeah, sorry, I was quickly downloading the Dota 2 Lounge ads that, of course, we want to play. So special thanks to Dota 2 Lounge, of course, for listing these games. It is quite a big point, a big thing here for the South African scene. So I just want to say a special thanks to them. I'll be downloading their ads so that you guys can, of course, we're sellouts. We have to play ads. BTS did a very good job on their, I heard something. No.
What you talking about? I think it was the Summit 2 or 3 where
Yeah,
people were like, "Bro, this is just like ads all day." And then they okay. Admittedly, it was a massive.
It was
it wasn't. It was what do you call it? It was a. Oh, I cannot remember the damn word now. But it was a remake of a very, very famous skit from Wayne's World. I don't know if anybody that hasn't watched Wayne's World, don't. It's terrible. I hate that movie. Even though
I was like expecting it. Go watch it. I'm like, okay.
It's pretty much the movie that put Mike Myers on the scene before he absolutely wrecked his career. It's I think early 90s or something like that. It's a very, very weird movie, but
trivia coming out here, brought to you by Prophecy. TV.
I don't know. It's not a great movie in my opinion. A lot of people
For
love
everyone
it.
that wants him part of their quiz nights, please phone Nav TV and get a quote, and we'll rent him out to you.
But yeah, that whole we'll never sell out while eating multiple brands of pizza or drinking Monster and all the rest. So yeah.
Well, we are actually seeing an engagement there while we're busy talking a bunch of crap. They do manage to kill off center. Now, I got a couple of messages over the like past 5 minutes. WRG 322 question mark. I actually don't think it's like a 322 kind of vibe.
It's not 322. It's just
they've
bad
literally
decision
within
making.
5 minutes they're past their timing window in regards with the push potential, and the late game potential in my opinion goes Carbon's way with the Slark, with the DK. Extremely tanky. They've got 2 good AoE controls, and then they've got a Doom.
Yeah, but I mean, you have an IO empowered Sven. And remember, Sven can chop once and take out half of your team in the late game. So, like, I would say that, yeah, in terms of just straight carry potential, Carbon probably has the advantage, given that they have, double Doom later on. They've got the Slark going well and the DK doing well.
And the Disruptor late
Yeah.
game. Don't forget a Aghanim Sept, although that's going to be
But the thing
very
is, like,
useful from now.
if it does come to it, I think
Oh,
White
we do
Rabbit
see an
wins.
engagement straight onto Bob right now. It is the roar onto the Disruptor, so using quite a bit, actually missing that blink. The TP was out just before that. Now they want to go on to Modays, the ultimate being, well, the Queen of Pain Scream, Queen of Pain. Ultimate coming through, actually managing to get that kill. Now they want to go into the Doom, actually getting the silence off as well. So very good engagement here by WRG, actually going for that pick off. Using the Doom very early on the Disruptor though, to of course make sure when, not the Doom, the Roar, when anyone TPs in or relocates in with a Wisp, they don't just get sent straight back.
But that was exactly how White Rabbit Gaming needs to take the fight. It's not a 5-on-5 engagement, even though it looked like it might be at the beginning. They waited for the DK's ulti to wear off, and then as soon as that, they attack the back line. They take out the supports first, and the Doom unfortunately not able to get away in time, but DK not really able to do anything at point blank range.
Going straight onto Chosen One right now, onto this Dragon Knight. Very good vision of them. I mean, that's the Hawk that's basically like paying for itself right now. Both of the Hawks sitting right there and managing to get that pick off.
Yeah.
Means the bottom tower will most likely fall after this, and that's a DK that's down now for another 50 seconds.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, another hero goes down, so Carbon have lost basically 4 heroes in the last 2 minutes and 2 towers. So White Rabbit Gaming, that's exactly what I said. It's not 3-2-2 as much as just bad decision making about when to take a fight. When they got a good fight, you can see how easy
I mean,
it
we
is
saw
for
that
them to
with
clean up
the-
Carbon.
With the Earth Spirit rolls coming in without a Wisp relocate.
Yeah.
I think it's more a little bit of miscommunication. It's still early here on the Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's probably recovering a bit from whatever they did on Friday night. Probably, just woke up bleary-eyed, not really certain exactly what's going on. But yeah, the thing is, White Rabbit Gaming, if they take the correct fights, they will win easily. If they want a 5-on-5 engagement, the Carbon is prepped for. Yeah, there's no way they're going to win that. It's just not possible. You're basically fighting into 2 very, very strong zoning ultis, plus a Doom, a Slark that's difficult for your team to control, and a DK who's just going to sit in the front lines. So, like, it becomes incredibly difficult to get to Carbon's backline, which is doing so much damage, or so much zoning, and
Sorry, my stream went off for some reason.
I mean, for White Rabbit Gaming, it's like if they play their fights correctly, they'll win easily. If they don't play their fights correctly, they get absolutely destroyed.
Yes, 100%. I don't know how long that was off, so that's why I just quickly went across, because I used one of my numpads and that changes the scene. Well, we're doing the casting, we're doing the production, we're doing everything all at once. Unfortunately, my production guy is not available for the weekend, so there might be a few hiccups here or there. Bear with us. I hope it's okay. I think it's still better than Shanghai Majors currently.
I think Ebola is better than the Shanghai Major, given how well that went down.
Well, definitely.
At least we don't have anybody sitting in a box that starts overheating while they're playing.
Yes.
So, yeah, boys are sitting at home, chilling on a Saturday morning.
And it's nice and cold here in South Africa. Oh, there's a relocate coming straight through. They actually want to go, but unfortunately, Wob did manage to use his ultimate. He is going to make it out alive. Oh, the roar being cast. Unfortunately, now he's being silenced up. Are they going to have enough to actually kill the Slark? Unfortunately not. Queen of Pain ultimate was also used right there. Now the Wisp relocate goes out again. The turnaround going on to Chadawi. Chadawi is also doomed up right now. He might be the first one or the second one to drop. The Doom was actually the first one to drop from Carbon here. The egg was also cast, and the egg does manage to... Well, the egg did manage to get the full duration off.
Where's the Wisp, though?
The Wisp got glimpsed back or his relocate back, but he did manage to come back to this, and Chadawi's still alive. Chadawi's still alive.
I didn't actually see where the Wisp disappeared during that fight. That's why I was like, where
He
the hell is the
went
Wisp?
all the
Yeah,
way back.
obviously sent back. A 1-for-1 trade. I think Carbon's slightly happier given how badly that fight actually started off for them. Came very, very close to losing their Slark. I think if the Slark had gone down, White Rabbit Gaming would have considered that a win. But losing Castaway on the way out and only getting the kill onto the Doom, not really that much worth for them.
Yeah, so just for the guys on stream, sorry for the AFK screen that was actually up there for, I think that was like for a couple of minutes. No idea because it's only assigned to these and I didn't press any of those. Yeah. So the lines being drawn out here by the Phoenix, but basically showing they've got absolutely no vision across this entire section here.
Yeah, I mean the problem is they don't have the towers, so they've lost a lot of the control of their jungle. Whereas White Rabbit Gaming, I mean they have an enemy ward in their jungle, but they can still farm it. It's not like they have that much ganking potential inside of Carbon that they'll actually try jump 1 year of farming for White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah.
And White Rabbit also tends to farm in packs. So.
Oh, the smoke was actually scouted out there and pinged out straight away.
Yeah.
Check there, just managing to get out of this one alive. I mean, that's why you have these deep wards. Oh, Schlinks has to be careful. He does manage to get out of that. I think they might actually think that there's wards right here because of the slug being invis and that tether timing.
Yeah, I mean it was just lucky tether timing. I think Schlinks probably still makes it away there. There's nowhere to actually kill him. He did have the tether available, so probably making his way to safety with the tether.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Sven? Does he actually go for the assault curious here, or does he just
AC
go
definitely.
for the moonshot?
AC. Moonshot right now, it's great. Like it's a great item, but the AC just provides so much more. It's good counter to Slark. It's a good counter to the DK's right
AC
clicks.
is up.
So yeah.
Well, let's have a look right now. We might have a full-on 5-on-5 engagement here. They're actually busy preparing for it. There's one ward here for the side of WRG, but there you go. The Doom's actually straight onto the Sven. The Roar being cast onto the Doom. Not quite sure if that was the best idea since he's already used his Doom. They do want to go for more. The BKB being touched here by the Dragonite. They are going to go onto the Beastmaster, and that's also the gem that is down. It's only a 1 here trade-off at this point. They might want more, but they are going to back out for the Doom, of course. Being one off.
Like, I think that's White Rabbit Gaming will be like, damn, okay, we lost a gem and we lost the Beastmaster, but I don't think they'll be that upset about that. Like that could have gone a hell of a lot worse.
For the side of WRG,
Yeah,
right?
like
No,
White Rabbit will be like, it's cool. You can have our gem. You can have Doms. Like I don't mind that.
That could have gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, like we could have lost 5 in that fight and gotten like
that roar though onto
dominated.
the Doom after the Doom was already used might not have been the best idea. I mean, I do understand it keeps the Doom there, but
Yeah, a bit of a waste.
I think a little bit of a panic.
Yeah, probably just a bit of a panic. Alt there. I mean, generally you want to be saving the ult for the Slark or for the Phoenix. You don't want to be
Yes.
wasting it on any. Like, there's no point spending it on the DK. It's just, okay, you're not going to kill the DK off when the rest of his team is chilling behind him and, like, you know, like the DK is not the hero you want to jump in that fight. Sure, he's going to have the stun, which is going to be irritating to you, but the DK is not actually doing any real damage to you there, so...
Level 16 coming up nearly for this Phoenix. I mean, that level 16 mark is quite impressive. They did buff the egg, I think it was, in regards with the amount that creeps can attack it. And,
they
not-
buffed
but
the
not
ulti egg,
Yes.
not the basic one.
Yes.
I think it's 13 attacks not to destroy it.
Well, attacks to destroy is 11 for,
Yeah, well,
and then
for-
13 for Scepter. There
Yeah.
you go. Well, nowhere close to the Scepter for the Phoenix. Let's have a quick look. Ooh.
I mean, the thing is, Phoenix is almost never buy the scepter anyway. It's a fantastic
Yeah.
idea, but it's like one of those like, yeah, but you're never gonna buy it, you know.
The concept is okay, but to be honest, there's a lot better items that you can do for that amount of money. We might see an engagement coming through here. There is an observer ward being dropped in. Well, he just says thank you. Oh, the Doom! The Doom actually gets caught here just as the roll was about to go off. Now they want to go. Unfortunately, well, Sven does not have BKB or anything, but he is trying to chop them down right now. The Wisp is going to be the first one to fall. They actually do target the Wisp. The egg, of course, being cast, and this might actually be the death of the Sven. Very good positioning on this egg. And Chadawi, well, he's going to be the next one to drop. That's 4 heroes down. Exactly, well, this is exactly what you mentioned earlier. The fight could have gone horribly wrong for them in the previous time. This time it did. And
Well,
they controlled the Wisp completely. They didn't manage to get the roar off.
Well, the
And
thing is, the reason why this became a train wreck is because White Rabbit Gaming was like, okay, let's fight this. No, your Beastmaster hasn't got his ulti. You're basically down, and Carbon's jumped you. You have a Slark in your backlines. Like at that point, it's just quit, just run. There's no point trying to take any sort of fight against Carbon at that stage. And PSL, I must say, has been quite the game breaker with his ultis at the moment. He's constantly able to force out the initiating factor of White Rabbit Gaming, which is Doms. And as soon as Doms is gone, it's like White Rabbit just really... They have to get the jump on Carbon. If Carbon starts the fight on their terms, White Rabbit Gaming will never win.
Okay, so it seems like it keeps on splitting towards, for some reason, and I'm not even pressing. Okay, it's the mouse keys. That's why. Not our normal setup. It's in a new semi-studio that we have. So it's the mouse keys that actually bring that up, and I hope that wasn't during the fight.
I hope so too. I didn't hear any sound, so...
No, but the intermission screen. So I'm just going to change out mouses because this mouse has got a lot of keys on the side, which forces the
yeah, well, it's going to...
overlays to actually change. So sorry about that. We'll actually be changing that right now. I'm going to be focusing on DOMs here. Oh, wait. Are we going to send engagement? Nope.
Yeah, Castaway is not really all that concerned about a level 2 ulti at this
This is
stage.
going to be very close. Who's actually going to be able to get this? We do see the engagement coming through onto Santo, but this does leave up enough time for Castaway. Queen of Pain does actually manage to get the Aegis, but does get Doom. No, the Doom actually goes on to the Beastmaster. They do manage to get 2, but the Queen of Pain did get out of that one alive. It might be it still might be worth it because they do have the Aegis and they are going to be defending on high ground.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, like, again, Dom's basically jumped in there to basically cop the Doom, and that's pretty much what his job was there. It's like, I'll die for you so that you can get away. So
we're just going to switch off this mouse for this mouse after this game. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, Dire's middle tower is under attack right now. They're trying to go on Warp. Unfortunately, it's quite tanky, but there's the blink initiation from the Dragon Knight straight here onto Chadawi. And Chadawi, well, he cast his BKB. I heard the Queen of Pain ultimate going off. They do want to try and get Warp. Unfortunately, they did not manage to pick him off. Chadawi's still going ham, but he's not doing any damage at all. And I think, well, there's the Queen of Pain going down now as well. Chadawi's going to be the next one to drop. I mean, he did as much as he could, but just there was like no damage coming from him because the DK is just too damn tanky. Now they want to go in for more. That's just 2 heroes down. Luckily, they did have the Aegis on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain was so close to actually get that kill onto Well, but unfortunately, Santo, well, you roll into your own death there, buddy.
yeah, Dom's gonna spend a bit of time under the Thunderdome, and he's gonna eat a death for his trouble there as well.
Yeah, and well, they are trying to go on. Well, they're trying to make like a last stand here. Unfortunately, going in 1 by 1, I think this might actually just be game.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is White Rabbit Gaming is now just too far away. Carbon keeps getting the initiating on
There's
him,
the
and
GGs.
that'll be that. So,
Plug that mouse out quickly for me. Give us a quick recap on what's happening while I quickly change the mice so that we don't go to that intermission screen the whole time during the game.
alright, yeah, I mean, the problem is that White Rabbit Gaming got off to a fairly good start. You could see that they were putting the pressure on Carbon. The fight down bot lane that ended up, I think, losing them 2 heroes and a tower was generally not the way you want. Sorry, it was a 3-for-3 trade, but Carbon came out of it better with just a better trade. And then Carbon just realized that they needed to be the ones taking the initiating fights, and particularly that fight around the Rosh Pit, where for some odd reason White Rabbit Gaming decided it was a good place to fight in a choke point up against a massive team fighting team in Carbon. So things just went south quickly, and unfortunately they were not able to pull through in the end. And I mean, well played to Carbon. I didn't expect them to do that well, but Phoenix and Disruptor zoned well. Slark got a hell of a lot of farm, and the DK just sitting on the front lines was just unkillable essentially. He's 12, 2 and 8. So Chosen One just doing fantastic work here in game 1. Let's see if you can pull it up in game 2 though, because it was the fact that for the most part White Rabbit Gaming couldn't actually do anything to kill him off quickly, and that's really what helped now. If he goes on something a little bit less tanky, we'll have to see if he can continuously do that.
Definitely. So we'll be back for game number 2 in a little bit. We're just quickly going to make that mouse change and well, we're off the stream right now. Let's quickly just go onto the draft cam. So give us around 5 minutes, guys. We'll be back with game number 2 in this best out of 3 game 1,
Yeah.
round 1. Thanks much for sticking around. We managed to sort out all the issues, and we'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
Probably.
Cool. Stay tuned.
Cheers, cheers.
Only the worthy could wield its power. The power of Horus. Less than an inch. Dual graphics GTX 970M. Exclusive thermal technology. Surround vision. Immersive sound. Enhanced macro hub. It's time. You are the chosen one. Mission directive received. Targeting hostile position. Destination approaching. When you make a choice, you change the future. Let's begin. GTX SLI Gaming Laptop X7 Pro. Horus.
Place my dreams among the stars while I'm standing on the pavement. Spinning around, lost and found, just trying to make a statement. Lift the weight off my shoulders and set me free. Let the birds in the sky is where I'd like to be. Without gravity to hold us down, together we're the side of the ground. my dreams among the stars while I'm standing on the pavement. Spinning around, lost and found, just trying to make a statement. Lift the weight off my shoulders, set me free. With the birds in the sky is where I'd like to be. Without gravity to hold us down, together we lose sight of the ground.
Suck the life right out of my veins when you spoke my name. Got the kind of thing going that tips the scales. Yeah, you keep me sane. I'll be the clouds beyond your skies. We'll flutter by like butterflies. I'll be the blue inside your eyes. Your crazy loving keeps me paralyzed. Oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it feels like to see reflections of you all around. Oh, this is what it sounds like. Oh, this is what it sounds like. Oh, this is what it sounds like to hear reflections of you all around. Wanna taste you again like a secret or a sin. Wanna feel you again like the ocean sand on my skin. I'll be the fight against your fears, forever here, just save those tears.